We're asking that you give us reparations because America is number one on God's list to be destroyed. So if you don't accommodate us and you don't assist us, just watch what our God is going to do to America for what she has done to us and still doing, and a conspiracy right to this very hour against us. One white American woke up and said, we conspire to destroy black people each and every day. And the whole system is based on destroying us. There is no doubt.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So if I could look up a video on entitlement, this video right here is the video that I would hope would come up, right? It's a prime example of what entitlement is, as these black Californians are going to literally complain about the alleged plan from Gavin Newsom to give black Americans $200,000 in reparations, or black Californians, due to the so-called housing wealth disparity. Okay, the wealth gap created by housing discrimination that allegedly occurred against black people back in the day when, Democrats were running the state, and they also, allow redlining under FDR's New Deal, right? That's where the redlining started. It actually started from the Democrats. They did that. They don't want to tell you that, but they did that, right? Yeah. Gavin Newsom wants to give reparations for that stuff, okay? For that type of discrimination that resulted in the wealth gap, right? However, these Californians don't think that $200,000 in reparations is enough, right? They're like, no, it's not enough. We want more. And they're basically going to demand at this meeting, this local meeting, that we want more, right? It's not enough. And it is absolutely hilarious. But first, I actually want to play a clip from a comedian / actor, Mr. Faison Love, who spoke on this issue of reparations that really pissed off a whole lot of pro-reparations black folks. Take a look.
Well, I mean, right now in California, where I live, there's a committee that is now that, Governor Newsom actually pushed for over a reparations program that, well, we posted this, and one of the people that was actually in the committee responded and kind of corrected what we said. And what she said was she's part of this committee, and based on economists that they have hired to basically look into reparations and the housing wealth gap and so forth, the economists have recommended $223,000 per person in California who is a descendant of slavery.
Fuck that $223,000. You know what it is? Fuck that. That's another trick bag. You know why? Because that money's gonna go right back to Cadillac, right back to motherfucking Benz. Fuck that. You know what it should be? Black people should be tax exempt.
Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you right now, a whole lot of black folks didn't like that, okay? They didn't like that, okay? Because apparently this guy is not FBA. He's not a foundational black American, aka a descendant of a slave. This guy is actually Cuban born, right? So they're saying that he's a tether, right? They say he's benefiting off the backs of what foundational black Americans already did, the work in progress that foundational black Americans already made. So he should not have the right to speak on this. He can't speak on this issue of reparations, right? That's the gist of the criticism here, okay? So with that being said, I actually want to go ahead and play this pretty wild clip, right, of this meeting where these people are demanding for more money, right? Because $200,000 in reparations is not enough. I'm not sure exactly will anything be enough, but let's see what they say is actually enough. Let's see if they can actually come up with a number of what they feel like is enough.
I think the reparations should be as follows. Is to be gifted to us with gold and silver bullion to, as I said before, my antebellum slaves and ancestors and their heirs. It should be measured in the amount of 1 troy ounce of gold and silver per each antebellum slave and their descendants, according to the conditions of the mother for 16 generations. That equals 1,724 metric tons of gold and silver bullion. We're asking.
Yeah, that guy put a whole lot of thought into it, right? Hey, at the very least, I can give him credit. I think getting gold and silver is probably better than getting cash, right? It's probably better than getting cash, especially considering how where the reparations is going to come from, right? What do you think it's going to come from? It's going to come from taxpayer dollars, right? So in a situation like that, I think that the gold and silver would probably be more advantageous than the cash, considering how just giving out reparations in and of itself is going to make the cash more worthless, right? It's going to cause inflation.
Asking that you give us reparations because America is number one on God's list to be destroyed. So if you don't accommodate us and you don't assist us, just watch what our God is going to do to America for what she has done to us and still doing, and in a conspiracy right to this very hour against us. One white American woke up and said, we conspire to destroy black people each and every day. And the whole system is based on destroying us. There is no doubt.
Thank you.
Wow. I've never heard that argument before. Give us reparations because God is going to destroy America first. Wow. In all honesty, guys, I have never heard that until like literally just then, right? I heard it at the same time you guys heard it because I saw the beginning of this clip and I was like, okay, this is going to be good. I want to give like an actual, live reaction, like a genuine reaction. And like, I've never heard that before. That's a new one, right? That's a new one. Apparently, again, if you don't give black people reparations, God is going to destroy this country. Incredible.
Any amount is too little, and every amount is never enough.
Yeah. So like I said, never enough, right? There will never be enough. Never be enough.
$200,000 is nothing for what my family has contributed to this country. We've built this country. We serve this country honorably. We need reparations.
And as Americans, as America lasted and has been funded by slavery for perpetuity, basically, and to give us one check and not to have all those insurance companies and all those agencies that's been benefiting from slavery for the rest of, for the entire lifetime of America, and to say that we get one check but not being like investors, our shareholders in those other companies, is kind of wrong.
Your job.
Well, I mean, you can take that 200K check and go buy you some shares in these companies if you want to, right? I mean, that would be the smart thing. But I'm kind of with Faison here, right? I'm kind of with the comedian when he says that a lot of that money is going to go back to Cadillac and all types of, other, wasteful things that most people will do with the money, which is why I'm not really pro reparations, right? I'm just like, I don't think it's actually going to help. I think it's going to create a whole lot of animosity and division, and I don't think it's going to help. I ultimately think that 90%, 95% of people that receive that money are basically going to lose all that money, right? Because they're not really going to know what to do with it. The biggest problem with the black community in regards to building wealth is not the lack of opportunity to build wealth. There's plenty of opportunity to build wealth, right? There's equal access to the stock market. There's equal access to the real estate market. There's equal access to the crypto market. I mean, there are numerous ways that you can build wealth. I mean, you can start a business like anybody else. All those things are accessible to black people, especially when it comes to the internet. The internet has leveled the playing field. Technology has leveled the playing field. Like, there's literally nothing to complain about anymore, right? There's nothing to complain about. Affirmative action's on your side. Corporate America's woke. Like, there's nothing holding black people back anymore. You can go get your own reparations, right? I'm just saying. If you put your mind to it, stop playing victim, you can get your own reparations. That will probably happen before the government gives it to you. There has never been a better time in history to try to build wealth as a black person with all the opportunity and resources out here. You can learn a skill on YouTube, right? You can easily take a class, right? The encyclopedia of knowledge, world knowledge is at your fingertips. It's on everybody's smartphone. There is no excuse, right? There really is no excuse. Knowledge is the biggest issue. Knowledge and financial education, financial literacy, those are bigger issues than the wealth in and of itself. Because giving people money does not mean that you're going to build wealth. There's a reason why there's a difference between income and net worth, right? Somebody can have a high income but a low net worth. Because if you're spending all your income, then you're not building wealth. Wealth is your net worth. But you can have a high net worth and lower income if you know how to build wealth. Building wealth and learning how to build wealth is readily available on the internet, right? You can learn how to do that on the internet.
Job is to hear us.
We want transparency. First thing I said yesterday was the dead people in front of us. And we straight from my neighborhood, the dead homies. They will be respected to get reparations as well, to pass down to their people. Right?
Yeah, so the dead homies supposed to get reparations as well. Amazing, right? Amazing.
Ronald Reagan never did his. Bush never did his. So we're affected. 77 is not the year. The year should be present.
The reparations should be tax-free, so that when we get the monies, the IRS won't come after us and take a big chunk of it. When everyone in this room has transitioned over, all of your names will be in the history books when we're dead and gone. So I'm asking you to please push the envelope for us, because the housing,
Thank you so much for your comments. Thanks for coming out.
Wow, incredible. Right. Incredible. Again, there will never be enough. Right. There will never be. They say we giving everybody $1 million. They'd be like, we need 2 million. We need 3 million. We need 4 million. There will never be enough. So why give it out in the first place? Right. Because 5, 6, 7 years from now, they're going to come right back out with their hands out saying, we didn't get enough the first time around. We need more. You owe us, right? You owe us into perpetuity. That's basically how it goes, right? So you might as well not give it out in the first place, right? Don't waste your time. Don't open up this can of worms that you will not be able to put back in. You won't. Once you give out the first reparations, they're going to keep asking, bruh. They're going to keep asking. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.